Hello everyone. I hope you are doing good and working towards upgrading your SAP technical skills. And that is also one of the reasons you are here and listening to me right now. So before I go ahead and then continue with my next agenda, I would like to give you the details of my new website. Again, it's created through a free tool available, that is weebly.com. So the new website is sap-technical.weebly.com. Just have a look at here. So why I created this site? Because the earlier site is a Google site, and then I believe it's really difficult to find it out in the Google search if you don't put the right keywords. So I'm not sure how far I'll be successful with the new one, but then I thought I'll go ahead and then create a new site. So it's still under development, work in progress, but you'll see all the details: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Mail, Google Plus, YouTube, and Blogger. All the links it will be available on the top right hand corner. A couple of links here about, so it's more or less it will be same thing, but then going forward I'll be using this more frequently. And here is a contact form available. You can fill in the details, and then I'll receive an email that is also there. So, and I'm planning to put all my videos here directly. It will be embedded here, and then you can directly click the button and play the button and watch it here directly. So that's my plan going forward. I'm trying to work on this in my free time. So slowly I'll phase this site out. I'll just close this one and then we'll switch to this site. This one looks better, and also it will be easy in terms of searching it out on Google. So it will be easy to find it out. So I would say that's all about it for now, but just remember the link sap-technical.weebly.com, and then I have also shared this link on Facebook page. So after this video I'll try to share it on the Google Plus page also. So let's move ahead with our today's agenda, and that is going to be switch framework. So for now, just don't look at this, just try to listen to me what I'm trying to explain. Let me just change the page here. Okay, so what happens, we have a standard product SAP ECC 6.0, and it has everything in perfectly working condition. Whatever SAP delivered, whatever SAP promised, it's working fine. You can create a sales order, you can delete a sales order, you can change a sales order. Just an example. Now, SAP has also given you the flexibility of creating some enhancements in the standard package via customer exit or user exit or enhancement framework, that is explicit or implicit enhancement, point and section, or baddies, which I am yet to cover. Now, just imagine a scenario wherein you implemented some 10 exits for VA01 transaction, that is creation of sales order. Now, you are facing some problem. Let's say the sales, you are not able to save the sales order and you are getting some kind of short term. Now you reach out to SAP and tell SAP that you are facing this problem and you ask for a support. So you need to do that via SAP Service Marketplace website. I'll just navigate through that website in my next session. Okay, so you ask for a help. Now SAP gets a remote login of your system, logs in into your system, and then observes that there are 10 exits available. So that particular moment SAP will stop its investigation, saying that it's not the standard product. It's not a standard product anymore because you have implemented some user exits or customer exit and baddie, and you have customized it. So it's no more a standard product suite which was developed or delivered by SAP. So what you need to do, you need to deactivate all the enhancements so that SAP can provide a support, and then SAP can look for a root cause, because SAP is pretty confident that whatever they delivered should work fine until and unless there is some kind of customer enhancement causing a problem. So they will ask you to switch it off. Now, so coming to the other point, switch it off. So you never switched it on. So what you did, you simply followed the strategy or methods which I explained in one of my earlier videos for customer exit or user exit or enhancements. You just did something and you implemented some enhancement. Now you never followed any strategy. So, but having said that, we generally follow some kind of strategy while implementing some enhancements in standard package. Now, what we generally do or what we used to do till especially till 4.7 SAP 4.7 version or ECC 5 also I have seen. So what we were doing at that time, we used to follow a strategy that we will create a Z table. So let me just open the transaction. 1 second, I'll pause this video. Okay, so I created a table quickly. So what we used to do to control this enhancement, we used to create a Z table. In that, there would be some fields. For example, this is a sample table. You can just try to refer this one itself. So we have a field called ENS, that is enhancement, and then I have given it as char10. Obviously, in real time, we will give proper domain and data element, and then the status as flag. Now, what we will do, we'll create a maintenance view for this table, and we'll go to that maintenance view. In this maintenance view, you will give the enhancement name. For example, the enhancement name is yeah, user exit save document. So let's say you give or maybe save document prepare. So what you do, you give a symbolic representation here. Let's say prepare an indicator as X. You save it. Now when you go and implement this enhancement here, some problem in this. Okay, so I am facing some problem. It's an issue with the package and I can't do much. Okay, so what generally we used to do when we are enhancing this particular form and writing our piece of code. So before that, I will write a select query wherein I'll go and hit that table which I just showed you, this table, and I'll hit this table with the name prepare. Okay, and then I'll find out if the value is X, which means this. So if the value, so we have, since we have saved this entry, so if you check the contents of this table, it will be X. So what you will do before you implement your piece of code, you'll write select single status from that Z table against the enhancement name, that is, let's say prepare, and if that is X, then only you write your further piece of code. Okay, and by doing that, you can control that particular exit. So similarly, there used to be a big table, and then there used to be a lot of entries in that for all the exits and for all the customer and function exits and for all the enhancements. So that way, it's like a classical way of controlling this. Now, you think about a different scenario. SAP has already delivered a package, an SAP standard package, that is ECC 6, but then at the same time, SAP product development team also works on new enhancements and new package development, new product, and some new industry solutions. Now, what they need to do that they want to deliver all the industry solution and new enhancements as a part of the same standard package to the customer, and they also want to give a provision that by default it will be inactive. Okay, and whenever the customer wants, customer can activate that particular enhancement or that additional feature or that additional industry solution, and then he I mean obviously he or she can successfully use it. Okay, so this is from SAP side. Now at the same time, so SAP came up with the concept of switch framework, wherein what they do, they will create a switch and assign that switch to all the industry solutions, all the components of that industry solution which they have developed, and then by default that switch will be made off, and then the customer receives the package or the product, and then it's up to the customer, whatever the customer wants to use it, he or she can switch it on, and then the enhancement will start working, or that additional feature would start working. So that is the concept now. Now if you just compare this with our classical way of working on the exits, so had we have this concept earlier, we would not have gone with the z table concept. Rather than that, we would have implemented the switch framework directly. So I have got a good document on internet. Let me just open this. Before that, this is the new website, sap-technical.weebly.com. Please make a note of it. Okay. So the switch framework can be used to switch on industry solutions or enterprise add-ons. Obviously, any new solution or enhancement can be switched on or switched off. Develop new function without affecting existing one, and we will see how. Enhance delivered systems at partner and customer site in the context of enhancement framework with own functions, which means whenever you are going with the enhancement framework in the package which is already delivered to the partner or customer, they can use enhancement framework to control the new changes. Benefits: industry solutions are available with every release and support back without delay, which means they will provide all the solution to all the customers by default and no need to wait for additional information. Okay, they will give all the generic solutions and all. Now, what all objects can be considered under switch framework? So there are two ways of creating a switch. One is like direct switch, which means any screen or any screen element or a flow logic or a menu or some function. IMG node means SPR node, or any customization. It can be directly controlled by switch, while the other things like appends, includes of data dictionary, domains, secondary indexes, search helps, enhancement implementations, these things can be controlled by a package. Okay, so before I go into SAP, let's just repeat the concept once again. Switch framework is basically going to simplify the ABAP based system landscape by adopting to one or more industry solution, which means there are multiple industry solutions, let's say 100 of them, but I want to use only one out of it. So what I can do using switch framework, I can just enable that. So this is basically going to be controlled by means of switches. So this is going to be an external control, kind of external control, and then external control basically on what? So basically on the repository objects. So by using switch framework, SAP can deliver all the solutions in one package itself. No need to release multiple packages for different customers. And I think now you got what I'm trying to explain. So let's say you implemented 100 exits. Okay. Okay. So let me just go to SAP and try to explain something. SFW1 is the T code for switch framework. Okay. Just give a name here, GSwitch1, and then hit on create. 1 second. So you will get this screen, give a short text, let's say switch. I'll be pausing this in between so that I can hide some of the information which I don't want to display. So you will get this pop-up and you need to provide a package here. It's not going to be part of local object. So just give a package name. Then create a transport for this switch. So I'm going to create a transport like this. Okay, so I deleted the package from the other switch and then I am going to assign this into new switch. So what I did, I created a switch by SFW1 transaction and then I'm assigning the package GSwitch here. Okay, which means all the objects of this package are going to be a part of this switch now. So looks like it was not on pause, but anyways, that's fine. Okay, and then just activate this. It will be activated in a background job. It will take some time. Go back, change again. It's active now. Next would be SFW2. Okay, and then so this is a business function. Now business function is something like uh, one level above to the switch, which means, for example, there is a particular business function, let's say finance, that contains 200 switches or let's say 50 switches. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a business function for finance, and in that we can assign some 50 switches. And then we can directly enable or disable the business function so that all the 50 switches will be enabled or disabled in one go. So I'm creating a business function GBF switch 1. Okay, I'm going to create it, provide the details here, put it in the same package, put it in a transport. Okay, so SFW1 to create the switch, SFW2 to assign that switch in a business function. Now next stage, so if I go inside before that, so this is active, go back, next stage SFW3. create a business function set. So business function set is again, it's going to be the top level component. Okay, for example, when we set finance, it's let's say finance, US finance, all US finance, something like that, or all Japan finance. So it's again the highest node. So basic function set. So it's going to be an optional step if you're talking about uh, enterprise related activity, and it's going to be mandatory if you're talking about an industry solution related activity. But anyway, irrespective of that, let's just follow the step. SFW3, create a business set. Okay, it will ask for the package and all. I am just pausing. So you'll come to this screen. Let me just, we created a business function. Assign the business function here. Save, activate this. It starts a job. It will again be activated in background. So this is also active. Okay. So we have a business function set. Against that, we have a business function, which is like US finance. Against that, we have a finance. And then in that, we have, so business function set. Under that, we have business function that is, so US finance, finance. And in that, we have uh, some switches. And then the switch is going to have a package, which means all the objects belong to that package can be controlled via that switch. So I hope you guys are with me. You guys are getting me. Next step would be SFW5 to enable this. Before that, let me just do something to test it out. So I'll just put it on pause for a second. Okay, so before I move ahead, I also wanted to tell you one thing. This is SFW2 business function. In this, we have to select this option reversible so that whenever we want, we can enable and disable this. So I'm going to select this option and activate once again. It's going to be important step. Okay, so I was trying to create an example and then it took longer than expected. Okay, so what I did, I went to the standard table VBAC, that is VBAK, the sales order header table, and then I created an append structure here with the name GSwitch. Okay, so what is an append structure? You should be knowing by now if you have already gone through my videos. If not, just try to go through the data dictionary related videos. So I created an append structure here with the name GSwitch. Don't go with the name, it doesn't matter here. But then what I did, I assigned this to the same package, that is GSwitch. Now I have already created a package with the name GSwitch. That package is assigned to the switch with the name GSwitch1. Okay, so let me just double click here. Okay, and let me just go to the switch transaction. So already there is a package existing SE80 in SE80 with the name GSwitch, and then that package is assigned to the switch GSwitch1. So I'm just going again to the transaction. So GSwitch package is a part of GSwitch1 switch, which means all the objects of this package are going to be controlled by this switch as switched on or switched off. Okay, so if I go back to my append structure again, by default you'll see here switched off. Okay, which means even if it's there appended in VBAK, but it's not going to impact because it's switched off. Now one more thing, let me just pause it. So I'm trying to show you the package of this append structure. This is a part of the same package GSwitch, which I'm explaining again and again. So The step again I'm repeating, create a package in SE80 with the name GSwitch. I didn't show you that process because it's very easy. Go to SE80, select package, give a package name, create it. You are done. Now go to SFW1 to create a switch, assign that package in that switch. Activate this. Go to SFW2, create a business function, assign that switch as a part of business function so that it can be controlled by a business function. Step 3, go to SFW3, create a business function set, assign your business function to business function set. So it's basically going to be the top node in your hierarchy. Business function set, under that business function, under that a switch, and in the switch we have a package. And then we are going to have other things also, which I'll explain in a little while. Okay. So again, I'll pause it and close this window. So how to switch this on so that it can impact? Okay. So the transaction is SFW5. So waiting for transaction, continue. Okay. Now go to enterprise business functions, because we selected enterprise business, that is basically going to be independent. So it will come by default there. Scroll down and try to find out your. So let me just find it out. Okay, so in SFW2 I made a mistake. So while creating a business function, you need to select the type. So I deleted the earlier business function, and then I'm going to select enterprise business function here, G, because this is going to be independent of the business function set. Okay, going to save it and activate now. So just keep in mind, while creating business function via SFW2, you need to select the type as G. Okay, and G means, I can show you once again, G means enterprise business function. Okay, so I repeated the steps again because I didn't select G at that time, enterprise business function in SFW2. So I deleted that business function, created a new business function with GBF underscore switch 2, and then created a new business function set GBS underscore set 1, and inside that I assigned the business function. Now next step, as I said, let's go to SFW5. So continue. Enterprise business function, select this. Scroll down and try to find out your object. So GBF underscore switch 2, and then as of now it's switched off. Just select this. Activate changes. So what we are doing now, we are basically the business function, that is GBF underscore switch 2, we are just activating that. So we also created a business function set here, but then because as I said, we selected G, which means enterprise uh, objects, enterprise related objects. So those objects are going to be independent of business function set. Okay, so this is done. Let's have a look once again. So as of now it's switched on. You can see the bulb. Okay, so it's switched on. Bulb is also switched on. So I came back to the structure once again. Go back. try to activate this once again. It will take a lot of time, so I'll going to pause it. Okay, so this is again taking longer than expected, but then the expectation is as of now it's partly active, but then when this structure and then the underlying database table gets activated completely, then this will be switched on, which means this append structure will be available. So what I'm going to do parallelly, I'm going to show you something else. Meanwhile, let's wait for this to get activated. Okay, so let me just open a new screen. So I created a very simple SE38 program. In that I created a screen 9001. In the screen, if I go to layout, I did nothing but dragged and drop a field from VBAP into my screen, going back to flow logic. And then if I go to element list and I choose VBAP-VBELN, I go to modification group oblique functions. Here I can assign the switch name. Let's say GSwitch1, something like this. So I can assign the switch. So reaction to switch, what kind of reaction? When the switch is on, it should be hidden. When the switch is off, it should be enabled or display. Okay, so this is how you can control it. And then this is the same thing which our document also says. By direct assignment, screen element, flow logic, menu entries, IMG nodes and all. By package assignment, rest everything. So this is how we control using switch framework. Okay, I can activate this, but I'm not going to do. So technically my append structure should appear here, but then I cancel the activation in in between so that I can just complete this video for now. So I have already explained the concept of enhancement framework, all the exits, customer exit, user exit, uh, business framework, that is BTE also. This was the switch framework, and then I think next would be uh, scripts and smart forms, and after that we will try to jump to object-oriented concepts. So if you guys were able to understand the switch framework concepts, please hit the like button on this video in YouTube channel where you are watching it currently. And also don't forget to visit my new web page, which I'll be updating very frequently going forward. So that would be sap-technical.weebly.com. It's a free resource. So I'm just trying to utilize this platform. So thank you guys, and then see you again.